I'm very surprised. And what we're talking about here is the part of the Edgar database that's the equivalent of Fort Knox. It's the sensitive public company information that's on Edgar before it's released publicly. So what happened here was the equivalent of a hacker going into Fort Knox and stealing some gold bars and trading on the information. So I'm very surprised about what happened here. There are 5,700 companies that file with Edgar. This potentially could have a very large impact on those companies. It's a question, though, of what information was sought and for how long.
And Bryan, I thought it was interesting you say here the chances are the SEC isn't telling the public how bad it is because they don't know how bad it is. What do you mean?
Oh, absolutely. The OPM breach, they discovered the breach by accident like 18 months later when there was a sales demo running a piece of software. No one knows how big it is. Primera, every major breach, Target, Home Depot, they had to go to outside experts for weeks just to collect it all. They don't know how bad it is, so I think they're being prudent in this case, but it's worse than gold bars. They're printing money.
Bryan, are you surprised that they were able to be hacked into the Edgar system?
Honestly, no. Not many things surprise me anymore. Everyone, especially these government organizations, are using architecture that's 5-10 years behind the curve, and it has to go through leadership and committees, and it doesn't make any sense because after the firewall, there's nothing there. There's no intrusion detection, there's no AI, there's no real-time monitoring, which is what I've just been working with MGT and John McAfee on for like a year. We're releasing a product called Sentinel that does this, alerts your people if anything goes wrong, and these guys don't have it.
Bradley, I'm wondering, because it came up this morning when I asked, okay, well, this all could be traced, and apparently, we find the bad guys and they try to fix it up, but it was suggested, well, what if they are transacting in Bitcoin or some other type of untraceable cryptocurrency or something like that? In this day and age, is it more difficult with this type of hack to track down the perpetrators and put an end to it, or no?
Yeah, though the SEC does have experience, Kelly, in tracking down hackers like this. In 2009, the SEC brought what was then a very novel case against an Eastern European hacker who hacked into Thomson Financial and stole press releases before they were released to the public. It was able to track down that hacker who was based in Eastern Europe. So they have the tools to do so. It is difficult, though, as Bryan will tell you, to trace exactly where those hackers hacked into the system, what information they stole, and what trades that they made. And it's going to take a while, I think, for the SEC to piece through and determine really the impact here of these hacks. But they do have the tools, and they do have the legal arsenal to do so to bring these people to justice.